It's interesting, my best friend got in touch with me a while back. He's a police officer, and one of his best friends had gotten killed by a criminal in a terrible way, and that criminal was doing something terrible. And my friend wrote to me this email and basically said, I can't believe in your God if the person who did this to my friend is going to end up in heaven. If there's been no reconciliation, there's been no forgiveness, there's been no sacrifice on that person's behalf. So it's interesting how this question goes in both directions. You know, if someone's been raped, or if someone's had a loved one who's been raped, actually you can get the question in the other direction. I won't believe in your God unless there's real justice, unless there's real judgment, unless there is a hell. So it goes in both directions. And one of the things I wanted to say to my best friend in that instance, I actually sent him two of the passages from the Bible which are strongest about justice and judgment. I mean, they're two of the passages that you would think would never be useful in an evangelistic context. Never the sort of verses that you would ever want to show anybody outside of the Christian faith. And actually to him in that moment, because of what had happened to his friend, that was what was most comforting. That we not only have a God of love, but we also have a God of justice. So I think that that's really significant. But let me say one other thing, which is that God doesn't want anyone to wind up in hell. He desires all to be saved. The Bible says that explicitly. And I believe that the only people who will wind up in hell are people who don't desire to be with God. Sometimes we think of heaven like a theme park. We think, look, it's just a theme park, and there's lots of roller coasters, and there's candy floss, and there's all this great stuff, and God has all the tickets, so why wouldn't he just give everyone a ticket, and everybody would wind up in the theme park, and we're all good? But actually, primarily, heaven's not a theme park, it's a relationship. What heaven is flourishing relationship with Jesus. What heaven is being in relationship with Jesus. And being in relationship takes a free decision from both sides. Jesus has made that decision from his side. I freely want to be in relationship with every one of you, so much so that I'd give my life for you. But if it's going to be a relationship, then there has to be a decision from the other side as well. And unfortunately, sometimes we can be in a situation where we know we're supposed to be in relationship with someone, maybe a family member, maybe a friend. We know that all it would take for us to be in relationship with that person would be to say, I'm sorry, I've done wrong, and will you forgive me? And sometimes we're too proud to say that and to restore the relationship. I pray that that would not be the case for anyone or for any of your friends, but I believe God is doing everything that he can to ensure that people are invited to spend eternity with him.